About 6 years ago, maybe a little more than 6 years ago, Janet had just retired from teaching school down at Laguna Beach High School. And she said, well, we need to think about where we want to go on our mission. And so we were looking through the church offerings and what they had, and none of them looked really that interesting to me. But then all of a sudden the word China jumped out. And I said, ooh, let's find, what's that one all about? And what it was it's China Teachers. So you get an opportunity to teach in China, and it was part of the BYU China Teachers program. And shortly after that, we were accepted to go and be a part of that program, and we were asked to teach at Peking University. Peking University is the Harvard of China, so it's one of the top universities there. Our assignment was to bring goodwill and positive relationships from the church and from America into these students. Now, we didn't teach English. We taught courses in English. So, for example, I taught business English, and Janet taught academic writing and critical thinking. This assignment was about the people and building relationships. I found that after teaching maybe just 1 or 2 semesters, that the affection that the students showed towards me moved me quite a bit, and I was very humbled by the opportunity to share at least my morals, the morals of the church, and a lot of the things that the church believes and teaches its people. For example, we had, if I do the math correctly, about 1,000, each of us, 1,000 different students and people that we had influence or opportunity to communicate with. It was an extraordinary program. It gave us a lot of opportunity to meet the culture, meet the people, and also to communicate our beliefs without teaching the gospel. But there's a lot to your beliefs rather than teaching the strict words that are given.
When we first became a part of the BYU China Teachers Program, we knew we were going to go to China to teach in a university. We didn't know the other types of opportunities and experiences that were waiting for us, like being featured in an article in a Beijing magazine or on the main social media platform used by Peking University, being interviewed by a television news crew at a festival in Datong, or representing Peking University at China's International Conference on Higher Education at Zhengzhou University, being invited to speak at the Asia Area Women's Conference in Hong Kong, or receiving an invitation for a special reception held at the People's Hall in Tiananmen Square. That's like being invited to the White House. As we would share these experiences with our children, they would often say, "Who are you?" And yes, exactly. We're just very, very ordinary people who seized this extraordinary opportunity that was provided through the church, and in the process changed our lives. Even though we were teaching at a university in China, the real purpose of the BYU China Teachers Program is to build goodwill, to build relationships among the Chinese people. We were often told that our charge was to take the light of the gospel to China without the words. I will never forget the first day of spring semester 2 years ago. One of my new students introduced herself to me and to the class and mentioned that she had been in Brigg's class the previous semester and had enjoyed it so much that she decided to enroll in my class. Now, you need to know, Brigg's classes were among the most popular classes on campus, always filled with a long waiting list of students wanting to get in. And when this student mentioned that she had been in Brigg's class, you could hear this gasp in the classroom, this, And one student quickly spoke up and said, "Oh, tell us about Mr. Steele's class." And this student said, "Oh, you would love Mr. Steele. We all loved Mr. Steele. He just brought this light with him into class." Those were the words she chose to use. I've always thought that was interesting that she used the English word light in describing her experience with Brigg. And at that moment it hit me that what we were doing mattered. In its own small little way, it mattered that we were there at that moment with those particular students. It kind of made me think of the scripture that through small and simple things will great things be brought to pass. We are very, very grateful for the opportunity that we had in our own small and simple way to participate in and contribute to this very great work.